timing.
Oh, God.
Why God? What just happened there?
Oh, I was making a joke with Josh Turnbull. He basically posted something inside of I think it was in Pages, but what was it?
All right, yeah,
somebody's
we're
coming
live.
through. Okay, but yeah, he posted who would win in a fight. Like who was it? It was like Shadow or fucking Green Hornet. And I was like, duh, Doom Guy always wins. And he goes, screw
Dude.
Doom Guy. If he got in a fight with Spin Kicks Tommy, Doom Guy would get his ass handed to him. It's like, oh, fuck. Now we're going to start that fight. Spin Kicks Tommy. Spin Kicks Tommy versus Doom Guy. Yeah, there's your fight.
Dude, Doom Guy is just simply unbeatable. It's just look, it is what it is.
Hey, if what I heard is right, Doom Guy's going to have his own movie, so...
What?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, no, I heard about that. That's actually a good idea. He needs it because they could really set something up by utilizing that. Dr. Doom's story is way more complicated than those movies allow it to be. And if they gave him his own movies, say 2, maybe 3 of them before they make him a bad guy, it would be legendary.
That ain't no joke. All right, let me make sure I got this bitch turned down. Okay, open up the chat.
Of course,
okay,
of course.
There we go. All right, so I do believe we are 100% ready to go.
Yeah,
I can't see if there's anybody fucking watching other than me, but
we got about 8 people in right now just to start off. We're already getting comments right here.
Wow.
So,
yep.
Welcome to the Sentai Review. As usual, this is Wednesday, but this is something different if you notice.
Don't worry. For those of you who will freak out, this is not the new format. We kind of got super butt fucked the last couple weeks. Yes. We'll explain.
All right. So here's what's going on, guys. Recently, very, very recently, we had our hiatus. Now, we normally do that so that we can go to the con and everything like that. But this time, something happened that we weren't expecting. The website, it's time to renew that mug. And as we do a bunch of other shows and everything like that, it's incredibly important that we get everything together so that we can, keep doing this. Because, yes, we have YouTube, but primarily our main focus, aside from this channel, has always been podcast. Well, recently, always been, yes.
Right.
But that's the reason we decided to come on here tonight, just to say, hey, what's up, guys, and answer some questions and just hang out for a little while, because our normal thing is definitely not going to happen. We did not have a chance to get together because we had to take some time to figure out what the website's going to cost us, what shows we're keeping, what shows we're getting rid of, whether or not we're going to have to make some certain alterations. And, of course, we did make a couple alterations. If you guys have been with the show for a long time, you'll notice that a couple of our members have left over the years, one most recently, and that we also got a new member. Not that he'll ever be in this show, but there's a purpose for us adding him to the roster. But this will go back to normal filming. We meet up this weekend to actually get another Sentai review out there because we need it. And otherwise, the only other thing to really mention is that there's going to be a couple of other shows. If you like some of the other shows that we do, we have a couple of them that are going to be like this. Not that it'll matter too much. It basically goes for X-Men fans. I will continue my X-Men podcast. My personal show, I'll be doing that on Mondays. Tuesdays is going to be... Have we decided anything for a guarantee on Tuesday?
To my knowledge, no.
Here's what I have in mind. It's been requested a couple of times, and I'm debating it, highly debating it, but I'm thinking about starting a show. It'll have its own YouTube. It'll be called Who Trek, and I already started working on the screens for it. It's Star Trek. It's got the view screen right here, and it's got Bill over on this side looking this way, And then I need to get a photo from Scott so that he can be on this side looking this way. And on the view screen, yes, on the view screen, there's going to be an Enterprise and the phone booth. And they're going to be on the view screen, and it's going to be called Who Trek, and it's going to be an
actually,
excuse.
technically, Scotty looked the other way.
Oh.
It's going to be an excuse for us to finally talk Star Trek and Doctor Who. Now, of course, I won't be talking much Doctor Who, but that's the purpose for having both fans there, is that I would cover most of the Star Trek details, and he would cover most of the Who details. And then,
although there will probably be one crossover since there was a comic line. So
we'll have different things like that where both of us will get to talk on the same episode. In fact, multiple times that'll happen. If this goes through, it will be on Tuesdays. You know why? Because everything Tuesdays.
And of course, he's not here anymore to make that joke.
That is specifically why I chose Tuesday, by the way.
I figured.
Yep.
I figured.
So if we do that show, it's going to be on Tuesdays, and it's going to come out in the mornings. It's going to be a morning live show, and then, of course, it will be posted to YouTube, and you can check it out whenever you want, whenever you're free. It'll be conversational pieces. It will not be necessarily episode reviews or anything like that. It'll be talking about favorite races, favorite captains, favorite doctors, the coolest areas of science, best episodes, all different kinds of things. Because we've been requested, and I think this will be a way for all of us to kind of, well, when I say all of us, it's all the people that like Star Trek that can join us when they can, and all the people that like Doctor Who that can join us when they can.
And if we add Supernatural to that, then that would be my face at the very bottom, looking up, being like,
can we put wings behind you?
Wings behind.
I suppose, yeah. I mean,
so yes, that's the show for Tuesday. Wednesdays is going to become the Controller Pile-Up. It will have its own YouTube, and it will be video game conversations. It's a real simple show. It's very incredibly random. It talks about the games that we're playing, the games that we've beat, the games we want to play, the news that happens to be going around, and whatever random topic comes up because we were on those discussions. About an hour-long show, same as the Sentai review. That is the reason we've added Program back into the show, is because he actually is a programmer, and he is a professional video game review dude. I don't know what I was supposed to say. I screwed that up real bad. So now he's a professional review dude.
Just never realized that one.
Oh, crap.
And fun to do a stupid thing and have a smoky treat.
There, I fixed it. Whatever. I think we're back. I lost it for a second. Are we there? We're still there? I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was playing with my phone and I lost the connection for a second.
You see how you are?
It froze up on mine when I put the first comment of Zoinks.
Yeah. That's okay. Okay, let me find it. Sorry, I got to go through a lot of American Psycho all of a sudden. That wasn't on here earlier, damn it. I'm in the wrong chat. Oh my god. I'm not helping
See how
anybody.
you are?
You shut up.
You're in the Hangout as opposed to our meeting group on Facebook. See how you are? That's how we get shit done, is via Facebook. I can't wait for it to go bye-bye.
What are you talking about?
Oh, all the news bullshit of, oh yeah, finally people realize that Facebook is working with the NSA to steal all of your fucking information. Whoa, nobody's seen that shit a-coming.
Whatever. Okay, so yeah, the Controller Pile-Up is Wednesday. Thursday might be the launch of another show, but that all depends on whether or not...
Wait. I thought Wednesday was Sentai on... Well, as far as YouTube, it's Sentai, but...
No, Wednesday in terms of the morning... Look,
okay, there we
Tuesday is Who Trek. Wednesday is going to be the Controller Pile-Up. But however, Wednesday will also be the recorded episode for this. But technically, in terms of our schedule, that's
our actual
true.
Recording. So
yeah. So the thing goes: Saturday we record the Sentai reviews. Jabba Wrestling Corner is going to be recorded on Sunday. Keeping Up with the X-Men is recorded on
Sometimes
Monday.
Saturdays, but yeah.
Who Trek, if it launches, will record on Tuesday. The Controller Pileup will record on Wednesday. Talking Spider-Man over wheat cakes, not the actual title, but I'm telling you, it would be awesome. That would be on Thursdays. And
wait, you want me to actually add it to our group?
I'm just saying, look, if you do it live, like, okay, you don't have to do what I do, to be fair. You do whatever you want to do. But I had trouble keeping up with this and this and this and this. It's a lot to do one book at a time. So I've changed it to on Monday mornings, I come in around 8 in the morning, and I do a video podcast of Keeping Up with the X-Men where I just talk about everything that's been happening in X-Men that I've read in the last 2 weeks or whatever. And however much I get done with, that goes into the box over here, and then I just keep talking on the next week. So that gets me through a lot more books than trying to do one book at a time and discuss every page one by one. Because right now, while I'm working 60 hours a week, 6 days a week, one book at a time is just I can't do it. I can't do it. So I had to change it. But I just kind of put it out there that in terms of not interfering with our schedule, like if fans from our show end up coming over to your show when you talk Spider-Man, Thursday is an open day where you could post your material and it doesn't interact with any of our other stuff.
I know that when I get the first episode done, it'll be a test episode, so it might not be going up on our stuff. So
no, it won't go up on our stuff. Just like Keeping Up with the X-Men is my show, but I chose a day when our shows weren't coming out, so if people are interested, it doesn't interfere with the rest of our schedule. That's the only reason I put it on Thursday, because there's no other show that we do on that day.
Wheaty cakes.
Damn right. I'm talking Spider-Man over wheat cakes.
Trust me, I got it.
Just like my Aunt May used to make.
Already, so.
Just like my Aunt May used to make. So Fridays will become the Pages of Fandom. For some reason, that show has become our third highest downloaded podcast now that it's dead.
Yeah.
So it's coming back. It's going to be live and it's going to be on Fridays, and it's going to talk about all the crap that we think we could talk about from all the comic books that have been coming out. And that is our ridiculous schedule. So now the floor is open to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. We're just here to hang out for a while, because
seeing as how we didn't get an episode done, because literally 2 weeks ago, because we did, I mentioned it in some of the other episodes, we had switched it over to being a weekly film schedule. Well, once the whole website going to get shut down, we were like, oh, fuck, that kills every single feed. It doesn't matter. Your claws don't even matter, old Bill Logan. If the website goes down, we're butt fucked. There's nothing. There's not jack or shit we can do anymore other than post to YouTube, which wouldn't be terrible, but at the same time, we make no money from YouTube. We make no money from the podcast either, but we have a better chance with the podcast.
Actually, a lot of that plans to change this year. We're hoping to work a couple avenue streams that will finally bring money into the show, and then it will give us a chance to do more stuff with the show, because quite frankly, all this network is free for you. And that's all. That's all. Because the rest of it costs us a lot of money, a lot more than you think, a lot more than you realize. We have to buy headsets, microphones, cords, recording equipment, video cameras, laptops, the programs. In order to do some of the editing that we do, we have to buy the web space. That's a kicker. That we've spent thousands of dollars on the web server, because keeping that thing up, we've kept that thing up 6 years now?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so we took some time, we had a cookout, and basically, we kind of talked it over and tried to figure some shit out. And then we were going to try to get together literally like Saturday, like no joke, a couple days ago Saturday, and we had a fucking blizzard hit in the middle of Illinois, so we were all butt fucked and couldn't do anything.
It was awesome.
Because we were going to do a live stream then, but none of us could get together because my ass was literally stuck at work for like almost half an hour just trying to get out of the fucking parking lot. And then that's not even including if I would have driven to go get Scott so we can go and meet up to be like, hey, let's discuss shit, and then we're going to do a live stream so there's an episode. So we're kind of getting to that shit late now. So, just for a little bit of some behind the scenes there.
Brad Mitchell, thank you. I love that. That was really a spur of the moment thing. I don't know, Seth, if you got to listen or watch that episode where I talked about Billy, that I'm 100% positive that Billy is the Phantom Ranger.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, Shane decided to come back at you during our actual group phone call meeting. He was like, no, it can't be Billy, because if you listen to it, the voice actor's Adam. And I'm like, well, yeah, the voice actor's a lot of people.
I was like, go away.
Fucking look at Leonardo from Ninja Turtles, as he's been like, what, 6 fucking people?
Yeah.
Since the Nickelodeon run started? So, yeah, like, voice actor doesn't really mean shit.
Alex James asks us if we've seen the Shattered Grid trailer. Not only have I seen it, I picked up Shattered Grid today. I just got back from the comic store. It came in an actual bag with the Power Rangers lightning bolt on the bag.
Nice.
But sadly, I got to open that bag if I'm going to read the book.
Which means you should have picked up 2.
I'm actually surprised about this because this is not like normally with comic books, they wouldn't do anything for the comic books. There's been Power Ranger comics in the past, and Saban or anybody for that matter nobody's mentioned it at all. They go the wayside, and who cares? But this comic from Boom Studios has picked up an awful lot of attention, and to see them actually produce a preview was so cool. Like, that preview was awesome. Did you see the Shattered Grid preview?
I saw it. It was interesting to actually see Jason David Frank in that role, since I have a few of the comics with Lord what was his name?
To be fair, I don't know how you're supposed to say his name because I've never heard it out loud, but I believe it's like Draken or Draken or Drakon.
I have some of the first issues where he was showing up before the face-off between our normal Green Ranger Tommy and that Tommy. But
dude, it was sick.
Seeing him in that costume is weird.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I always thought that it was a missed opportunity when they released the White Ranger. Now, okay, to be fair, I can't say always, because when I was a kid, that was just the White Ranger, and I didn't know anything about Super Sentai. But as I grew up, I've always felt that it was a missed opportunity that they did not do something different, because by then we were using our own stuff, and I don't see why we didn't just make a new Ranger. But I guess the reason we didn't is because we still needed their footage for the Zord fights, and because he was part of that. But then again, they were splicing in our Rangers into the Thunder Megazord, which was not right, because those were the other guys.
Whatever they are after the Zoo Ranger.
Dude, I'm sorry, I'm on 3 hours right now. Like, as soon as this is over, I'm going to sleep so I can go back to work.
Yeah, I can't think of what they're called either.
Die Ranger.
Because, of course, yes. Yeah, because I was about to say, because I wanted to call him Kiba, but I was like, no, that's just the White Ranger.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Yeah, he was the Kid Ranger.
Yep. All right, let's see here. Shattered Grid trailer was best. Since they seemingly have the suit, do you think it'll turn up in the show?
Ronan's a little irritated that he says that no acting experience is necessary. He thinks that's bullshit. That's not bullshit.
Yeah, it's true.
Think about it. Some of those kids could not act. Tommy was not actually a good actor. Jason was not a good actor. He took acting classes after he started the show and got progressively better. But in the
you
original,
want to talk about acting classes? From what I heard, more or less the Mega Force period.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've
That
yet to
wouldn't
watch
surprise
that.
me.
Is it really poor acting?
That's what I've been hearing is like the whole Mega Force and Super Mega Force, the main crew, the main five or six guys, is horrible acting.
Well, we've seen horrible acting in Rangers. I mean, let's be honest. Since we got back into this and we've started analyzing it at an adult level, we've seen some stupid shit.
What is it? There's always the segment on Hollywood Babylon that's referred to as exquisite acting.
Oh my God!
And yeah, the show is full of it.
Just give
sometimes.
the Rangers a seat. Oh, they just get one hue.
Yeah, there needs to be like 3 main seats. The first is, of course, always Nicolas Cage. The next is, of course, always Keanu Reeves. And then Power Rangers. Just set those aside, and there you go. There's exquisite acting.
Says, do we think he'll show up in the show? I can't see him showing up in the show, Lord Draken.
Unless they do like a one-time special or something, I could see it that way.
If they did a really cool live action comic book hour-long movie thing, that would be really, really cool. But man, I would be like, some of the actors they simply can't get back. And while it's cool to show Tommy as an older person, because he is in the book, he's the older Tommy, so that makes sense that we can use that actor and get away with it. You can't bring back like David Yost and have him play young Billy, so we'd have to recast all those kids, and you'd have to give a lot of leeway to those actors to let them be those characters.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Now what I would be interested in, now what they could probably do is they could animate it and voice act.
Done fucked my phone up. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. That's I'm pretty sure that's it's not an understatement.
What?
Fucking what is it? Hold on.
Zero Cool 66.
Yep.
Oh,
Zero Cool. Zero Cool 666. The acting you guys are currently watching is Oscar caliber compared to Megaforce.
Oh man, that scares me. That straight up scares me. If it's
no,
that
I can
bad,
kind of believe it.
Oh man, I can't wait to get there.
Because remember, we did watch the Legendary War, and some of that acting, like we just chalked it up to, yeah, this is Power Rangers.
This is Power Rangers. I remember making that exact comment when we all sat down to watch it. I said, yeah, this is Power Rangers. We're just gonna let that go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But it was bad, wasn't it? Man,
it
was pretty bad. Oh man, we're gonna have a lot to say when we get there, won't we?
That ain't no shit. Oh my God. But we still got a ways to get there. Again, I mean, we're not going to get to some of the other shit like watching the actual Super Sentai itself until 2025. Had to look at my my wristwatch.
Yeah, I was going to say that was impressive. I like that your hair tells time.
No, it's an old joke. When we were in grade school, we all used to do the same shit because one of our teachers would be a dick and like cover up the fucking clock because all of us would stare at it. So we literally took pens and like drew a watch. So we'd like put the fucking hands and shit on there and be like, "Yep, that's what time it is." Just to be smart asses.
I see. In terms of my own show, I'm debating because the Reploid Productions. I have a book in front of me. It's got like 16 different topics that I'm going to go into soon. And another thing I was thinking was I'm thinking about bringing back the I Collect to talk about my Genshiken here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's a couple things he would like to address in the Kamen Rider. Would you like to talk about the American Kamen Rider series then? Would you like to address some of that
Scotty and
garbage?
I are still goddamn doing that, and fuck that shit. We got 20 episodes left to do, and we're finally fucking done with it. No, fuck that horrible show. The only thing great about that show is that the mom became a porn actress.
Now, was that
not
after?
actress, excuse me.
Wasn't that before, though?
Technically, she was a model before she did the show. Then she got into the show. And then after Kamen Rider was done, I want to say she ended up doing like some Playboy shoots and shit like that. But I think that was around the time she was doing Nip Tuck on FX. I think, but in the words of my grandfather, there you go, thinking again.
She was already doing some scant stuff regardless.
Right.
And I said scant, not scat, because that's gross. Ultraman is best. I'll see. All right. Well, there you go.
I don't know. I mean, we did start that shit just to have something to do while we were waiting for you guys to quit being butt fucked with work.
Haven't watched it yet, though. I did go and get it. I think I got the original first series.
Yeah, you got the same set I have. Yeah, it's the same set I got it. I think I got mine back when there was a Kmart over here. It was like about like $7.50 or something. So
sounds about right. But at the same time, wasn't that around the time that Kmart was going out of business, like a couple years back?
I think prior to going out of business.
Really? It was are you serious? It was going out of business like the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. I don't know if that happens. I don't know if that happens anywhere else, but where we live, Kmart went out of business. Literally went out of business every single year for like 6 fucking years. They would sell. It blew my mind. They'd be like, "We're going out of business. Every single thing must go. Liquidating stock," and they'd sell the entire store. And I remember going there, and they'd be like 99% off. Just get it the fuck out of here. And people were running in and just grabbing shit. And then they would close the store. It would stay closed for about a month. And they'd be like, "Grand Kmart reopening. Oh, my God." And I was like, it's just going to close again. Who gives a fuck?
Yep. Yeah, after the second or third time, I was like, who fucking cares?
Right. It closed every year for 6 years. Liquidating stock. Oh, grand reopening. And
now, you know what's great? You know what's great is the last time something like that happened, it was one of your favorite stores. I remember Best Buy was going out of business, and they got rid of everything, and then they came back, and now we have like 30 Best Buy stories from Bill because he keeps fucking going back, keeping them in fucking business.
I do. It's because of where we live. I don't have anything else. It's just
Bill.
People are talking about how Toys R Us closed, and they're like, "Oh, I don't care that Toys R Us closed." I do. We don't have anything else here.
Yeah.
Bill, Best Buy story.
Oh yeah, you still haven't done the Best Buy story.
I went back to fucking Best Buy.
I'd stand, but then the laptop would fall.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out Christmas for my kid. And I'm going all over the place, and I'm debating like 5 or 6 different choices, and I happen to be out by Best Buy, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. So I just go in, and I assume if I don't talk to anyone, I can't get screwed. So I walk around the store, and I find a TV. And I'm like, that's awesome right there. It's super cheap. It's good. I think I'm going to do that. So I go over and I ask the guy, I say, "Excuse me, how do I get one of these TVs?" And he says, "Just pick it up." And I said, "Can I do that? Because it's on the floor." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "This box right here. That's what I want. I want that TV right there." And he says, "Oh, yeah, just pick it up." Okay, that seems simple enough. So I go over, I grab the box, I lift it up, the bottom of the box opens, TV no more. Right out onto the fucking floor with the TV. And the guy's watching me, and he says, "Oh, somebody didn't seal that box up. That's not your fault. Don't worry about it." And I said, "All right, now that the TV that I wanted is broken, where do we go from here?" And he says, "Well, let me check." And I said, "Oh no." And this motherfucker
walks over to his computer.
He went in the back.
Ah, fuck, he's on smoke break now.
Again, it's fucking smoke break time. He just fucking left. So this dude is gone, and I'm waiting, and I'm like, the TV, broke in, and I'm standing there waiting, and so finally I go over to the guy at the cell phones, and I say, the dude at the TVs told me to wait. He never came back. And he's like, how long ago did he leave? And I said, long enough to watch your entire line die down. So, that long. And he says, well, do you know who he was? And I was real tempted to say Numbnuts employee number 4.
Wouldn't it be 27 at this point,
but I decided they wouldn't think it was as funny as I do.
You mean as funny as we do?
So I just decided I don't know who he is. So he says, well, what exactly was he doing? And I said, that TV that fell on the ground, because he told me to pick it up, he went to go see if that TV is in the back. So this guy says, well, let me go check. Oh, great. Just go on.
Now we
back
got 2
there.
in the back.
Just fucking go on back there.
Go get it. Numbnuts employee number 7 and 8. They can have a circle jerk back there.
So they go back there, and then finally, about 10 minutes later, both of them come out, and they got a manager with them. And I was like, are they about to charge me for this fucking TV? So they come up, and this guy says, oh, I heard that there was an accident. He says, this TV was on clearance. He's like, we've only got one more, and it's not on clearance. It's one of our actual sale items. He said, because of what happened, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you on clearance. And I said, well, that's awesome. That means something good happened at fucking Best Buy. But I was wrong.
Should have known better.
I took that new TV home, and I opened that new TV, and I took out that new TV, and I set it up in Gwen's room. And after all that, I said, where the fuck is the stand? And I opened the box, and I tore through the foam, and I moved all the papers. It came with no stand and no remote control, and it's a smart TV, so when I turned it on, the first thing it did was ask me to set up the network. But I don't have a button to tell it no, so it does nothing. Till I go back and get the fucking remote.
That'll learn you.
So, yes. Fucking Best Buy.
Go figure. Much like I said, like my Best Buy story. I needed an aux cable so my phone would connect to the fucking stereo in my truck. And I walked in. There's nothing there. I go to computers. There's nothing there. There's nothing in audio equipment. I said, yeah, fuck this. And walked out the door and drove up to Target. Walked right in the back. There's like 6 of them there. I said, ooh, a 10-foot to go from my dashboard to my phone in the center console. Congratulations. Purchase. The girl that was working over in electronics goes, hey, do you need any help with that? And I said, only if you're going to pay for it. She goes, no, but I can ring it up. I said, that works too.
Yeah, yeah, fucking Best Buy.
And while Best Buy story's been going on, the fans have all been in a giant debate as to where to go to get the best fan translations.
No,
yep.
I understand that. I've watched some of the DVDs that have been released and saw the subtitles and been like, I don't think that's what he said, because there are some words I can recognize. I'm not exactly fluent, but I've watched enough anime and whatnot with subtitles that I pick up on certain things. And there are times that they'll say something and I know what they'll say, and I'm like, that's not right. I'm like, they are definitely, they're censoring and editing themselves.
So maybe it's a good thing I only got one of the Shout Factory's sets then.
Yeah, because they're like over there are some Ranger shows that will actually say certain words, like, you know, they'll let them drop a damn and stuff like that, and they will. When I recognize that in the speech pattern, it won't be in the subtitles. So they're definitely censoring and going around, changing certain story elements to fit what they want.
Right, which is kind of the reason why when I was watching all of Q Ranger, I just went over to Kiss Anime. Or not Kiss Anime, excuse me. What the fuck is it? It's Kiss Asian. There we go.
Yeah, it's Kiss Asian. Yeah. I watched a couple of shows from them for a while.
Yeah, I just don't trust that site. The first time I went there, it popped up spam for me.
That's because if you don't have a good blocker, that site is mega spam.
Yeah.
It will spam and pop up the shit out of your computer if you go in there without the right shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm never going there again. So,
although at the same time, I also went there a few times with my phone, and luckily, since mobile doesn't have like the same issues as like standard PC elements, like it does save it a little bit, but at the same time, you know, like I said, I think that might just be the fact of my phone has built-in bullshit.
Yeah. Shane doesn't have one. He's jellyfish.
Oh, of course.
Dude, I've been messing with him because he tells me all the time the Green Ranger's his favorite Ranger. And I'm like, I got the Dagger, and I got the Morpher, and I got all this other shit, and I got the Dragon Zord, the actual colored Dragon Zord, not your gold and black. Pretty cool, but I prefer the authenticity of the original colors. And he's like, well, I got the Communicator. And I was like, that's not actually the Green Ranger, that's Tommy. I was like,
Yep.
Sure, that is the guy that is him in America, but it's not the Green Ranger. I was like, you don't actually have anything Green Ranger.
And of course, for anybody who paid attention to the Facebook, you also have something else. Makes it a lot easier for you to watch Turbo.
Damn right, it does. Dude, it's so good. I'm getting that Gold Ranger staff. I just ordered it today. I just saw in the comments. Dude, I can't wait to get that. Because you better believe I'm going to summon the shit up out of the pyramid.
Yeah, until Jeremy comes over and starts talking his mad shit. Got to kick him in the dick.
There it is. That's what you were talking about. That's what I wear when I watch Turbo. Makes it a lot more doable. That goes back on my display over here. Still debating where it's actually going to go. I need to rearrange part of my Genshiken here because up there is my Saba, my Dragon Zord, my White Tiger, his stupid tail, because it always comes off. I hate that stupid tail. The Dragon Dagger goes up there on the bottom part of the sword rack. And then the Morpher was up there, but I moved it over here to my desk. And now I'm sitting here debating when everything gets finished up there, what I'm going to do with it, because I need to figure out where the Green Ranger helmet's going to go. And it's not easy. It's an actual helmet. It's not like one of those little toys. It goes on your head. I wear it. And it's really a pain in the ass to find a spot for it because it's got like a display thing, kind of like a fake mannequin head thing that it goes on, and then you could set that up somewhere, but it's where I'm going to set it.
I'm wondering if you pull the sword rack up and like put like a box or something that's like sturdy behind it, like set it on the box so it kind of hangs just barely above where Saba is. But
I get what you're asking me. I think I might push the sword rack back, and because the helmet, I know my shelf is big enough, I can get the helmet up there. Right. And if I put something underneath the helmet to raise it up so that it displays, I might do that. So then all of it is right there. And then if I do that, I'm probably going to move. I'll probably move the Morpher down underneath the helmet so it acts like a display in front of it.
Yeah. I might be able to find a few thin boxes for you.
Well, you wouldn't need thin. You would probably need the exact same type of cardboard Bill can get at work. Because I still have a box that my buddy Britt got from, out where Bill works at. And quite literally, I've had that thing since, I think around my move to Bloomington with my parents, which would have been, 2012 or 2011, like something around there.
Couple days.
Yeah, because I think I had that box when I moved in with Jeremy back when we were all at the apartments.
got all my toys all
There's
around
old
me.
school stuff from plus other stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of debate. Like, there's a lot that I need to do with the room. Like, I'm going to be pulling certain things out, and you can't see it, but there's a wall over here. That's all going to get pulled out, and all these old shelves are going to get replaced, and there's going to be new shelving back there, and that's going to help with some of my space. And I built a curtain system for the room because I was tired of coming in here to film in the morning, and the sun was so hardcore in my face that I was trying to film like this. Fucking listen to the X-Men. I can't see shit.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I completely forgot about that. Since we are dropping it from a weekly and going to a bi-weekly filming again, would that mean we need to switch everything from Jeremy's over to your place again?
That's up to you. If you want to do it, the room is still here. I have the free space on this side of the desk. It wouldn't be an issue, and I have that TV now. I don't know how great it is, but I mean the tube works so far. I say tube, it's not actually a tube in that TV.
Right, we're just so used to the old school.
Yeah.
Unlike you damn youngins with all your plasma bullshit.
Your plasma bullshit. Yeah, but I can easily set the screen right here, like behind this computer. The computer will move over a little bit. The soundboard will go in front of the TV. So I mean, I have the space again if we end up doing that, or if we stay at Jeremy's and we commute, whatever. This Saturday when we do it, it should be about a 3-hour filming schedule, I'm guessing. So if we got in around noon, we'd be done at about 3. That I imagine we'll get 2 episodes out of that, and that'll cover the next 2 Wednesdays, and then we'll progressively do it that way from now on, and then everything else will be the live casts so that we can keep up with the way the shows work.
Right. Plus, considering the fact that we've decided to push the What's Up to basically being like a once-a-month thing as well, that'll definitely help cut down on some of the time, so we can definitely focus more on Sentai for you guys as fans.
Okay. Okay, wait a second. You guys want us to review Lego? What
Yeah, Lego Bionicle. Yeah.
What the fuck? Are we?
What?
Is that
I
serious?
remember. Yeah, I remember that entire series. Basically, once again, much like He-Man and G.I. Joe and everything of the 80s, Lego launched like a TV show to go along with like their Bionicle line of toys, because I had some of those toys. They weren't terrible, but they weren't really that great. Much like how Lego did like the Ninjago to go with like their Ninja fucking Lego set.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And I mean, he's kind of right at the end of the day, because basically the whole point of it was like the, what was it? They had masks that they had to find, and the masks revealed, quote, hidden powers. So it's kind of the same shit where like if you look at it from like a Zyuranger perspective, They had their weapons, but until they went and got like the actual quote power weapons, they were just dudes in a suit throwing fists and kicks. And now Ronan's starting a flame war.
This guy is claiming, I don't know, I'm just holy shit, you're making a hell of a claim that it would rival Star Wars if it wasn't built down to toys. You're making a hell of a claim.
I don't know, it's something we can definitely add to the pile of bullshit.
Oh my god, there's a pile.
I think the best representation of the mountain of bullshit that we have to cover is for anybody who watches like James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd. He does a thing called You Know What's Bullshit? And he literally has a pile, like a legit mound of actual like compost bullshit. And I think if you took that and multiplied it to about the size of the Sears Tower, that will be the mountain of bullshit we have to go through for Sentai, because quite literally they're going to need to get like Fallout heads in jars going for us to cover the entire fucking legacy
the
of
Mystic
Tokusatsu.
Knights.
Dude, we're gonna end up being those freaking Futurama heads in jars guys.
Yeah, exactly.
They just put us
like
all
I
on
said,
a
the
table.
robo brains. Mm-hmm.
Just put us all on a table, put a damn
Yeah,
screen in front of us and say, what do you think of this picture? I'm tired
That's
of
a
this.
load of dog shit.
Looks like all the other shit I've been reviewing for 478 goddamn years. When are they going to stop making this?
When is this shit gonna go out of style, sons of bitches?
The answer is never. This fandom is huge and it's ever expanding.
Yeah.
We still haven't got as far as like we man, what do we got right now? Right now we're doing the Robos.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Doing Robos.
Of
we
course,
still
we're
have
doing
some
the series.
costumes.
We're doing the series talks. There's not many costumes in Sentai left except for when they make new guys or reveal new stuff.
Right. And then, of course, there's the writers that we're doing.
Yeah.
We still got to go back for villains. We actually have to cover the actual shows themselves, not the Americanized versions. Let's see. There's the Morphers we got to cover. We started, and so we have to continue Ultraman. Technically, we dipped our toe into the water of Doctor Who, but thank God that'll switch over to its own other show.
Yes.
There's Gundam that people want us to cover.
Actually, they want Bill to cover that.
Technically, they want Bill to cover it, but at the end of the day, I know enough where I can keep up. And Shane thinks he's the Gundam master, but we all know it's Bill. So let's see, there's that. We've already dipped into Sailor Moon, so we're already up to fucking 11. This show goes up to 11.
It's about to go past.
Yeah, no shit. Technically speaking, if we wanted to get super crazy, we could always sit down and watch and review the what's the Guillermo del Toro movies? Pacific Rim. We still have to dip into Godzilla.
Technically, that falls into what we talk about. You're right.
Yeah. So there's that. Then we also have to do Godzilla, which, fuck me, that's already going to be enough. But wait, there's more. King Kong falls into that as well, which for anybody who's watched the horror reviews, technically we've kind of dipped into King Kong a bit. Let's see. So I'm already up to what, fucking 13?
Yeah, we need to start dipping into Metal Heroes too.
Yeah, there's Metal Heroes. Technically, we have to, and I hate to bring this fucking thing up because that means it's something we have to wait for Shane for. We have to watch and review Mystic Knights of Tirnanog.
Oh my God, we do have to
along
watch
with the
that awful
tattooed
show.
teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
You will never get him to watch that show. That is going to fall on these shoulders and those shoulders. There's no way you're going to get him to watch that show.
And once we get into
porn, he chose gay porn over the tattooed teenage alien fighters.
And once we get in space, we'll have to cover the Ninja Turtles Next Mutation.
Oh shit! Yep. And not just that, but there's also the debate as to how far we go with Ninja Turtles. Like, sadly, because Saban placed the Ninja Turtles in a crossover with the Rangers, that makes them canon to the storyline. So once we review space, we have to stop and review the next mutation. And then I have a question. Where does the next mutation begin? Did the movies happen? Or is this from one of the cartoons? Who are these turtles? Where did they come from?
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember. I'm going to have to look that up, but I just remembered something else we're going to have to do. Big bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah, that'll be along the Metal Heroes line.
Yeah, I know, but that's something else we'd have to watch and review.
Technically, we'd end up watching that, yeah.
Oh, and somebody brought it up, the Cyber Squad, the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
Yeah, but that show was pretty all right. Like, I remember as a kid watching that and loving it. But at the same time, that was me as a kid.
What was that?
I mean, you know, obviously sometimes nostalgia doesn't cover over.
What was that?
Transfer over. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
Oh, my God.
And technically speaking, since we've already made the joke and reviewed it, technically we have to go back through Dragon Ball Z. So that way then we can go over Toku Sentai. with the Ginyu Force.
Oh, not only the Ginyu Force now, but with Super, there's another squad.
Yeah, they wanted us to talk about this new squad from Super. I can't remember their name right now, but I do know who they're talking about.
Yeah.
When's the fucking gonna happen?
And then
we still have to do the fucking porno parody too.
When's the fuck? No, that's what you just remembered. He's remembering the con when they asked me to review that porno book, and I said, "Give me that gay book. Hand that gay book. I'll review the shit out of this book."
In this book.
Then I flipped them pages like, there ain't even a dick in this book. I was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to review? When does the fucking happen?"
Yeah.
I was like, this gay book sucks.
Look, I just picked something at random and said Merry Christmas, Shane.
No shit.
There's a porn parody for Ultraman. Are you fuck? Oh, God damn it.
That's an entire
genre.
Technically,
I was about to say technically in Japan. Yeah, that is.
There is literally an entire genre of porn for that. And if we fall into talking about that, oh my God.
The Sentai Review late night edition.
I got it.
I got it.
Don't worry, I'll find it. Let me see.
Shit.
Hold on. Let me double check. I'll be right back.
Oh,
chat.
wait. Somebody updated about says loosely follows the movie trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That might be cool though, because it means that we get to talk about the 3 or 4 movies before we go into that. That at least gives us something good to talk about before we have to talk about that.
The Turtle Review.
Does everybody see that number right there? That top number? The one with the gigabytes next to it?
No, I see 17. Oh,
there we go. Sorry.
17.11.
I think so. Yeah, hold on. There we go. Yeah,
What
so
is
that number right there, that's how much I have on my phone right now, and I'm pretty sure I can fill the rest of the 64 gigs. Oh, excuse me. 43.42 gigabytes that are remaining with just Japanese toku. So
Seth is a professional porn entrepreneur.
Considering the fact that it's impossible for my fat ass to get a girlfriend, yes.
Oh no.
No. According to the comments, he's the porn hunter.
Yes, exactly. Because ever since high school, when everybody and their brother was working at different companies, being like, "Yeah, I've got a guy who's sitting at work who keeps bitching because he can't get 2 minutes to go looking for stuff because his wife and his kids." I was like, "I'll do it. You get $10 from him, and you give me 5." So we're making CDs for motherfuckers that you were working with, being like, "Here you go. All the fuss, none of the muss."
Wormhole. We're bigger than a wormhole here.
Seth is gonna straight up run out of porn here on this planet, and then he'll have to go to another dimension.
Oh God. I'll finally see it. We've all seen the big blue head. Let's see the other big blue head. Oh God, no.
God.
I don't wanna.
No, stay away from that dimension. Stay away.
But he's always going to other dimensions.
Oh,
how do I know I won't run into it?
You pray. Every jump you pray.
Oh God, they missed the perfect opportunity for that too. Bryan Cranston made a great Zordon, but obviously they should have done it as Liam Neeson.
You also need to be careful who you have help you travel dimensions, because I've heard there's a sinister alpha out there now.
Yep, I might end up in a basement dimension. Which, for those of you who didn't pay attention to the episode or the end of that episode, yes there is a sinister alpha.
And I did mention that I have all those Ranger comics. So yes, I did get issue 25. Shattered Grid. It's time. It's time. Dude, it's so good.
And that's, like I said, that's just the list of shit that we can think of. That's already like, what, 16 fucking things we have to review? And that's just what we can think of? That doesn't include like the one episode we did where we went to other countries to see their tokusatsu.
Yeah.
Like Band Kids. We're going to end up talking about Band Kids at some time.
Was there like a Sports Rangers too?
Yes. Oh God damn it! We're gonna be yes,
Actually,
we literally will be gray old men.
There's another thing we haven't done it yet, but inspired material.
Yep. Yeah. Basically shit like Pop Team Epic, where they're lol random and decide to talk about Power Rangers because it's something that comes up within Japanese culture.
Well, also there's another, like there's little things like some fighting games have representation from tokusatsu, like
oh yeah, like Danzabar.
Yep, in Evil Zone they got Danzeba. That dude is awesome. That dude is straight up awesome.
Oh, actually, that brings up another point.
To do laundry
some of the
shit.
Games.
Yeah. That's true.
Some of the video games. I mean, not only the American ones, but some of the Sentai ones that we can get a hold of.
We've only done 2 of them on the show. We did the Sega Genesis fighting game, and then we did the Beats of Power, which there's a second one of those coming out that's going to cover Zeo.
Yeah, that's one thing I was wondering. It's like, shouldn't that have been out by now?
I don't know. I haven't checked for it. But if it's out, I want to play it. I loved the first one. I played the shit out of Beats of Power.
I was going to say, if you and me covered the first one, maybe we should have to tackle the second one, too.
Yeah, but I don't know if we could get 2 Tommies again.
Yeah, it's true.
It broke the computer.
Although, technically speaking, you may be able to get 2 Jasons, seeing as how, Gold Ranger.
Yeah, that's also true, too. Ronan just mentioned that Dynasty Warriors-esque Ronan Rider.
He's looking at his name again. Don't do that. The Kamen Rider Dynasty Warriors.
Don't look at it.
Yeah. Don't like view that name.
Like when Brian woke up, not again. Not again. I was like, does this happen to you a lot?
I kind of wonder about that Kamen Rider Dynasty Warriors game. I know there was a few released for PS4, but could they work in the US PS4s?
Depends.
I mean, like the physical copy, I mean.
A physical copy, you probably know. I think the PlayStation 4 went back to being region locked.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But I believe that you can make a Japanese account and you could get it that way. Get it like
I think it's Greg who had one, so.
Yeah, he does. He has a Japanese account.
But don't
so that
quote
allows
me on
him
that.
to play
Don't
their
quote
games.
me on that because Greg also has a Japanese PlayStation. He always buys Japanese PlayStations.
Yeah, because aren't those region free?
Yeah, they're supposed to be region free.
Well, the PlayStation 3 was. I don't know about the 4. I think the 4 is region locked.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm pretty sure the 4 is region locked. I think the 4 went back to being region locked, and of course Nintendo is region locked because I don't fucking know why. I don't understand the reason for region locking the systems at all. Actually, I don't get it. One way or another, the industry gets their money whether I buy the game Japanese or American. I don't.
Some of that comes down to censorship. Like some countries don't want you to see certain things in certain games, so in order to basically keep that up, they basically force it that way.
Those games,
but at the same time,
that new game that's coming out, it finally got. It's like the first game banned in like nearly 20 years or some shit. Like might have only been 10 years or something. It's been a long time, but it's the first game to be banned in what the fuck was it?
I think it was Australia or something.
Was it Australia? Is that what I'm thinking?
It's either Australia or Austria or something like that.
I think it is Australia. Yes. Yeah, because I know that there was a game banned in Steam on Steam. It was that Religion Fighters or whatever, and they basically got it like removed from a couple of the countries in Steam because a lot of the religious figures were pissy because they had like one of their religious figures having like fist fights with like Jesus and Buddha. And it's like, if you can't understand that this is a joke, then you know what? Fuck it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. The new one, they're mad because I guess the game takes place in a high school, and it's going to be like a JRPG where you're expected to dungeon scrolling or dungeon.
Dungeon crawler.
And I guess it also deals with like building relationships, and I guess there's sexual content because it's anime and it's basically like a Senran Kagura type of game. So
Yep.
because the girls have wiggles.
Yeah, because
But
the
to be
girls
fair,
are technically 14. They were like, nope.
That's what they're worried about. They're worried about the fact that it's an exploitation of what looks to be children. And that all comes down to the way that it's a culture difference. It's so complicated, and it's really a pain in the ass to talk about because some people can understand it and some people can't. But it really is a culture thing. It comes down to over there, the age of consent is different. The rules are different. And I'm not going to tell you that those kids are necessarily more mature. Yes, their educational system is better, but I still stick to what I've said all the time. Kids are kids. And the only way we gain real experience into life is to experience life. And if you haven't experienced life yet, there are some decisions you're not ready to make.
Yep.
And maybe those decisions could be chalked up to sex, depending on your point of view. So if you're 14 years old and you barely know anything about the world, you probably shouldn't be fucking around with your penis and getting a kid when you're 14. There's a lot that goes into this argument. And but at the same time, this is something that happens. Kids to think that only Japan is sexualizing their children. Did you ever watch Hannah Montana? I had the misfortune of having to see it because I had 3 kids at the time. The girl I was with had 2 kids, and then I had 1 kid that was born. Luckily, my kid was not a part of the Hannah Montana thing, but the other 2 were. And I saw a lot of that show, and I remember being like, holy shit. Like they're gonna let her wear that and different things like that, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, yeah, there's no real harm in I guess the kid just wearing clothes. But then the more I really analyzed it, I was like, I don't think this is too much different than other shit I've seen where people would call it out. Like, so it's all in your point of view. It's not a topic that would be easily debatable, but the fact remains. There are some games that are going to come from Japan or other places, and when they come out here, they will have material that you may not be comfortable with. And it's going to be a lot of different things like that. And it's not just going to be that, it's going to be a lot of different things. It even comes down to we're looking at things like the Super Sentai stuff. And there are concepts in the Super Sentai that if you go other places, it's not okay. Like Ninja Storm is not okay, I think, in like Germany. It's kind of like when the Ninja Turtles came out. I think it's Germany. Is it Germany? Is it?
It's England.
Somewhere they're called Hero Turtles. So
yes, it's England. They couldn't be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had to be the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Yes, because ninja is not okay over there for reasons. But that all comes down to the culture and how they see things and how we see things and how they determine certain materials and how we determine certain materials. It's always going to be different for anywhere you go. And anywhere you go, you're going to have to learn new concepts, or you're going to have to accept new concepts. And when you import material, you're going to have to deal with the fact that that's not your culture. And you have to adapt to the material that you're given. And some people can't do it. So you will see things like this get banned or get talked about or get hated.
Exactly. But at the same time, shit like that's been going on for fucking how long now? I mean, Christ, ever since, and not to get too political here, but ever since, like, you know, all the different mass shootings, every single year they have the same debate, and it always becomes, well, video games are violent. They're what's causing the problem.
No, I haven't talked about that. Well, we talked a little bit about the comic event. Sorry, answering. A little bit about the comic event when we first got in here. But our show has yet to actually review any of those books, which that's material that's ripe for our show.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
It is damn good. It is damn good, like shockingly good. So it's a shock that we never talk about it, honestly.
So
Maybe it's-
technically, this weekend, instead of doing 2 episodes, we could even do 3. Because if we brought over, if somebody brought over the comic books, it doesn't take long to read a comic book. So we could probably all get through a few of them real quick.
I have every single one. I'd have to dig them all up, but I have every single one.
Right. But yeah, like I said, back to my point before you answered questions. They always go, "Oh, well, video games are violent." Have you watched a movie recently?
Shit, have you read a book? Exploding babies in the fucking Hunger Games?
Yeah. Have you listened to music? Have you watched television? Have you been out in the real fucking world where people are, getting shot and, people are murdering other people and shit like that for no fucking reason? But video games are too violent? Okay.
But we always do this.
Right.
Remember, Elvis Presley was going to destroy your children because his hips moved back and forth.
Right, exactly.
Rock and roll got its turn. Certain books got its turn. Comic books got its turn. Music got its turn. Games are the newest media, and they're going to get shit on until the next new media comes out that people are interested in, and then that's going to get shit on. And it's just an easy scapegoat, and it's never going to change. And that's the reason I don't put a lot of thought into it, really.
Right. I just think it's hilarious, though, because first it was video games, then it became the internet, then we went back to video games. It's like, wait a minute. Hold up. Didn't video games already have its turn? Shouldn't we move, elsewhere?
Yeah, technically we should, because it started back in, Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
It's never going to change.
Exactly.
It's never going to change.
So, yeah, like I said, I don't worry about it too much, but at the same time, it's like, really? There's so much different shit. And mind you, I'm talking just U.S. shit. I'm not even talking going and watching movies and stuff or, TV or books or anything from other countries. You know what I mean? Like I said, it is just the quickest, easiest scapegoat to make.
So, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking we're out of topics unless the fans got anything.
I don't have much else. I know I gotta lay down here pretty soon. I got
let me see here.
Another huge work block, and it's never gonna stop. Not for a very long time.
Okay, so 7:15. Okay, yeah, it's not bad. Still plenty of time to at least get my laundry started and grab myself up some food myself.
I know. I know when we were working on the comic toss, I actually got around to watching the first 2 Turtle episodes, wrote notes. I'm like, oh, wait, we're not doing it now.
That's not dead. That's going to get moved. That's going to get moved to Pages of Fandom, and it's going to be discussed on there.
Yep.
But that feed gets more hits than the other feeds, so that's the reason we're moving back to Pages. For some reason, Comics Toss hit really heavy in the first two episodes, and then the feed died. So we're going to be going back to Pages because for some reason Pages is getting thousands of hits.
So we'll be able to lace those in between random comic book talking.
That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to kill the Toss feed, recalibrate the episodes into Pages, and then do the Pages as a live show and continue what we're doing. And when we get that point, we'll talk about the Turtles.
Yep.
So that's it. I don't have anything else right now except for a lot of work. I guess I gotta go live there.
Well, you have fun with that. I'm gonna take my fat ass downstairs and get laundry going and grab up some food.
Yeah, and I'll be grinding on Injustice 2 to get my guys up to level 30 now.
Oh yeah, I might sit down and do that, seeing as how I did pick up that Warhammer Vermintide. I might sit down and play that for a little while. Either way, I'm just biding time until 9 when it's time to go and watch D&D over off Twitch.
Okay, well, thank you for everybody that joined us, and if you guys want to see this become a more normal thing, you guys got to let us know, because we could come in here and do hangout sessions every 4 or 5 episodes or something. It's just we have to know about it to make it happen. So Later on, guys.